Next up, we have the Senate sponsor of the $15 an hour minimum wage bill, Senator Culkin.
Thanks for coming out, everyone. I want to take a moment and acknowledge Senator Coyne and Senator Seveny for coming out today. Thank you for joining us. And I also see Rep. Lombardi has joined and Rep. Blazejewski has also joined us. Thank you. So again, I apologize. Thank you for everyone for joining us today as we gather to say that all Rhode Island workers deserve a living wage. Our current minimum wage of $10.10 falls well below what a single person needs to make basic needs, let alone for an entire family. When we talk about raising the wage, we are raising the chances for hardworking people to lift themselves out of poverty. The typical minimum wage worker is 36 years old. She is a woman, most likely a parent, working a full-time job to support herself and her family. There is about a 50% chance she is Black or Latina, and she has some college experience too. Raising the wage would send a message to these women: we hear you, and you deserve the chance to be successful and independent. The Economic Progress Institute estimates that a single adult needs $20,000 a year to meet basic needs. A single parent needs almost $53,000, and a two-parent family requires over $58,000 a year. Raising the wage will empower workers, and it will actually save taxpayer dollars. In fact, the Fiscal Policy Institute estimates that about $100 million in savings per year if we were to raise the wage. Raising the minimum wage to $15 by 2023 will affect, as the good rep said, about 165,000 workers in Rhode Island. Our economy is dependent on these hardworking people, and putting more money into the pockets of workers means they can afford to buy from local businesses and put more money into our economy. When lower wage workers make more money, they spend it. This bill allows businesses to predict and plan for the wage increases over a 5-year time period and each following year according to inflation. It would increase the minimum wage to $11 an hour in January of 2019 and then $1 an hour additional between 2020 and 2023. This bill would also increase the tipped minimum wage over a period of time until it comes in line with the minimum wage. Rhode Island's tipped minimum wage of $3.89 per hour is too low and disproportionately affects women and people of color. Research has shown that a sub-minimum wage for tipped workers is associated with higher rates of poverty. And relying on tips just to meet basic needs makes women and men in service jobs more vulnerable to sexual harassment. While restaurant workers in states with no sub-minimum for tipped workers have higher incomes, and paying increased wages has not impeded growth in restaurant employment. When we stand together and tell corporations that they must do the right thing and pay a living wage, we are standing up for workers' rights. The fight for 15 is about empowerment, dignity, and independence from public benefits. It's about honoring the hard work of every individual and ensuring that no hardworking person should be living in poverty. So thank you again for joining us and for your support. I am proud to support the fight for $15 and the fair pay effort. I am ready to continue the fight for equity and justice for all of our workers here in Rhode Island. Thank you.